Good evening. It's about 7, and I have a cough right now, and I'm congested, but I want to share something. Yeah, I started laughing. I really started laughing because, wait, let me check something. I want to make sure. Give me a second here. Look. I gotta make sure this is on. Sorry, I've been coughing. See? Oof. I gotta make sure this is on. I gotta make sure the sound is right. Is the sound right? There's no sound? There's no sound? Do I have sound? Oh, I do have sound. Give me a second. I need like water or something. I'm like still recuperating. These came in handy. How's everybody doing? I'm like so congested, but I'm using, hi, good evening. Sorry, I got like a congestion thing going on, and I know it sounds gross, but sometimes I might be coughing. Yeah, I'm congested for sure. And I think like I'm trying very hard to get well and resting, and I think I'll be okay. So, I started laughing because, you know, when you're at home and like I was working on my pho, because that's what makes me spruce up, right? I'm working on my pho, and then I got so full, and I'm like, I'm glad I ate a little bowl of noodles, right? I made chicken pho, and I can't finish now. So I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator and try later. I have a big pot of pho. How are you? God bless you guys. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm like taking Flonase. It's children's Flonase because I'm so sensitive. Flonase twice a day. And Mucinex chest congestion. And it's really helping. Like I could actually, like I don't actually have a sore throat anymore, and I talk. My job is talking a lot. So I'm doing okay, but then I got to drink a lot of water and have soups, and you know. So I wanted to share something. I was laughing because I was watching something on YouTube about how Martin Short almost screwed up Selena Gomez's, I think it was on the Today Show. He almost screwed up Selena Gomez's wedding cake by cutting it with a fork. And he showed a picture, and then the chef came out and fixed it. But his story is really funny because he makes those faces. So it reminded me, I'm laughing still. It reminded me of when I went to go see Martin Short with a friend. Me and her went because we got discounts at the time. I worked at Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas. So we got a discount on the tickets because I think he's really funny. I think his reactions and, you know, even before Murders in the Building, he's really funny. He's a great comedian. Very funny guy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. So we went to go see him. I'm sitting on the aisle seat in the row where the stage is in. Okay. Back in the day when Mirage closed recently, because now it's the Hard Rock. Aloha. Thanks for joining. I was on the aisle seat because I have to have the aisle or like, and my friends to the left of me, she liked my Martin Short. And so he's like, pretty much we're facing him from the aisle, right? And there's a part of his skit where this had to be, oh my gosh, probably 12 years ago, maybe, give or take. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thank you. How you guys doing? Aloha. So he's in his stand-up machine, and he looks at me, and he comes running. The spotlight is shining on him, and then the spotlight is on me like this. And he runs up to me, and he muted his microphone. It's like a trick you do when you're going to talk to an audience member. Because I've been in drama. I had a lot of stage presence with like singing throughout the years and talking, public speaking sometimes. So he runs up to me, mutes his microphone. He goes, listen. I don't remember exactly his words. He goes, listen. You look like a really nice woman. I'm going to pretend that I'm going to give you a big, big French kiss. But I'm not. And I'm going to kind of dip you like a dance. But you're going to stay seated and just kind of let loose. So what he did is, as soon as he muted his microphone, he goes, oh, and I'm going to put my hand over your mouth quickly. Because see, I have long hair still. So he puts his hand over my mouth quickly. And then he dipped me so quickly, my hair flew. So it looked like that. And he kind of dipped me back and then forward because he used two hands. So he had one hand here and one behind my head. And he did it like so pro and quick, like a magician. It looked like he French kissed me. And everybody was laughing. I was laughing while it was happening. It was so funny. And then he ran away like he was like faint and perspiring. And it was so funny. He's just a funny guy. So that was one of those encounters. And then there was another time. Most of these, I feel like this was another one at Mirage Hotel and Casino. So I worked graveyard. I was 21 years old when Mirage was open. And this is so funny. So we had this gift shop. So I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but when you come off the casino floor, it's closed now, by the way. You come off the casino floor and you see the gift shop stairs and it's all lit up like it's luring you in. Well, my register was elevated above the stairs. And if I stood there and looked out, I could look past the guest elevators into the casino. And people would see me because I'm working in that area and it's elevated. And it's all lit up because we were 24 hours a day for guests that go up and down the room. And it had, this gift shop had a lot of stuff in it at the time. It's not like that anymore. And it's gone. But at the time, it had like newspapers, books, gums and mints, cigars, little mini liquor, sundries, you know, like if you need Tylenol, candy, cigarettes mostly. I was in that area, but they would put me into a lot of areas. So I was mostly in that area. Sometimes I was in the middle where they sell jewelry and makeup and bags and shoes. Like people would screw up their feet and they would go look for new shoes because they wearing the wrong stuff, right? So I was left alone and we would stock the whole gift shop in the middle of my hair is crazy. So we go stock the gift shop. And everybody would go on break and we would take turns because it's a skeleton crew because it's the middle of the night. So I go and I did my stocking, and the person that was in the second register with me, hi. Thanks for joining. The person in the second register back there with me, because we had two in that area. I was kind of like a cigarette girl, but we were in the gift shop, me and her. She was on break because you'd go on break for an hour. On the sudden, I turn around because I thought I heard somebody. And I see this guy. He's in like, what are those like Dick Tracy detective hats that have a nice brim all the way around? You know what I'm talking about? They're not a cowboy hat. They're shorter. Not like a Fiore. What are they called? Fiora? Can't think right now. I had a long day. And he walks in. He's wearing a trench coat. And it's kind of like a khaki, but more like a beige camel color, you know? And I just, hi, you know, you got to greet them, whoever walks in. And it was just me and that customer. And I had already done my stocking, so everything was stocked. And all the waters were stocked. Every alcoholic beverage was stocked. Everything was stocked. So I'm just sitting there doing inventory because I don't know what I need to do next is probably go check and go fiddle with like stuff around the gift shop by my register because I was left alone while they were on break. All of a sudden, I look over my shoulder because I hear something. Like I hear whoosh, plop, plop, whoosh, plop, plop. And I look and my register, like it's up, like I'm almost 5'7". I'm in between 5'6", 5'7". But the register comes up, like up to my waist, and I'm elevated up than the customer. And they're this guy in the trench coat and a detective hat was stacking all this stuff up on the countertop. And I don't know what he was doing, but he was taking every newspaper. Now, give or take, there had to be at least 12 different types of newspapers stacked up, and they want it stocked. And when you work for a casino gift shop, they don't mess around. We had New York Times, Review Journal, The Sun. We had Wall Street Journal, Chicago Times or something, or Tribune or whatever, and all these other ones. He's stacking it up on the counter. And I don't know what's going on. I'm like, do you need any help? Do you need me to help you with that? Are you buying all of these? And he doesn't say anything. He comes back and he's putting all the magazines that I stocked are getting stacked up. Every magazine that we had. We had GQ, Rolling Stone. We had all these different business ones. Oh my gosh. And then all the novels, you know, all the novels are getting stacked. Every book we had, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know who he is. So I go and I grab the cart that's kind of near the door of the back storeroom near the register, and I start wheeling it towards him so he could use it, because now everything is empty. Everything is empty. And then I look up, I go, did you need me to room charge this to your room, or how did you want to pay for this? And he goes like this, because I don't know who it was, and it was like a camel color. He had his hat, so I couldn't see him. And then he turns and he goes, and guess which celebrity it was? It was Dan Aykroyd. He goes, don't worry, I'll count it. It was so funny. I'll count it to you and then you can ring it up. So you'd be like, 4 at $3.95 US. And then he goes, oh wait, it's $5.95 in Canada. And he was funny. And then he goes, I have 6 Vogue for, and then he stopped naming what he had. But it was so funny. And then I said, look, I'm going to just call a bellman or something to help you, because none of this stuff is going to fit in our even largest gift bag or anything. So we'll just shuffle it up to your room for you. And I don't know why he did it. Why did he need all that material? Why did he need all that reading material? To this day, I still don't know why. To this day. And I was 21 years old. That was really funny. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. And then this one, I'm not really going to talk much about what happened. It was another time where I was left alone in the gift shop. And we have like this really famous, I think it was called Fletcher Jones dealership, where they're, at the time, I think it was Fletcher Jones. I might be wrong. But the guy that ran it, he was always on our, always on TV commercials, our local television. And they were from Australia. His son came in to try to ask me out. And he told me who he was. And he was like a blonde-haired dude. I just told him, oh, sorry, I don't date customers or guests. He goes, but I'm a local. I'm not really like a customer. I'm not really. I go, no, I'm sorry. And he was so drunk. Oh, my God. I don't remember his name. And then another thing happened. Again. So I was alone again, because that's what happened, when you're skeleton crew blah, in a gift shop in Las Vegas back in the day. But security's wandering around. They're all by the guest elevators and stuff. So they're nearby. If something, you could call them and they're right there. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing happened. Not much happened. I've had stuff happen, but anyway. The next thing is, do you guys remember, it was called Digital Underground. It was a rap hip-hop group called Digital Underground. Well, you guys might see him sometime. His name's Flava Flav. He came up to me and he wanted to ask me out. I told him no. I don't want to talk much about it, but he got upset because I turned him down probably 5 times in the discussion. He got upset. And finally he walked away, but then my manager came up to me, assistant manager. She's like, what happened while we were gone? And I go, oh, Flava Flav wanted to ask me out. She goes, surveillance sees that you kept telling him what happened. I said, oh, don't, it's not a big deal. He just asked me out. He got upset. He was screaming. And she's like, well, surveillance saw all of the encounter. Do you feel okay? I'm like, I said it kind of upset me because I kept saying no and he kept asking and he wasn't touching me. He wasn't going to do that. No, he wasn't like that. He just got upset. I just won't date guests or customers. No. Or co-workers. Big no. Never, ever, ever. Anyway. And then another time, so, where I still work, not for Mirage anymore, because Mirage shut down. We used to have these celebrities come in and they would kind of do like a meet and greet stuff with us and we'd take photos. So I go up and they brought us Thunder from Down Under, like the original crew, dance crew. And these guys, you could talk to them and stuff, but I mean, I'm not trying to hit on them. I'm not trying to be a perv. But come on, they're hunky blokes from Australia. And I'm a photographer, professional photographer. And I asked them, I mean, I'm not going to do nudes. I don't never did nudes or anything sexual type of provocative anything or boudoir. Never done that, never will. But I thought it'd be nice to photograph them. Of course, not like provocative or dirty, but I needed models because I was taking classes, even though I didn't need them. I wanted a degree in photography. So I kept asking each one if they could do it. And then one of them said they wanted to, but then there's like an entertainment manager or whatever, or whoever is around them. They said they can't because they're under, I wouldn't call it like a copyright towards them, or it's because of their brand. And they have contracts or something that they're not allowed to do that. Even if it's for school purposes, college purposes or something. But it would have been cool to have like one of the Thunder from Down Under models, because I needed models. And I went through my whole family and friends and people from church. We needed models. Excuse me. And then come to think about it, because I get free tickets for those shows. The last time I went, they used to not allow photography or video. I actually have videos now. They allowed it, and they said it's okay during this time. So I actually have videos of Thunder from Down Under. And they're clothed in these videos, but I have some where they stripped and I didn't publish it. You know, I didn't publish it on the channel because we don't want to get in trouble, right? Plus, I'm trying to keep it more family-like, even though it's Thunder from Down Under isn't really family unless you're going with your mom or dad. Or your sister. Or your brother. I don't know. Not my brothers. But, Yeah, it can just, it was, anyway, and then another time, let me see here, there's a lot, and it's late. Well, I feel like I could go to bed right now. I'm tired. There's a lot. Another time, so Mirage had like sporting events and different things. Like sometimes they had awards back in the day. And do you remember the Beverly Hills 90210? Do you guys remember that show? That's like one of the classics. We saw a whole bunch of them. Like I would see them back in the back of the house, walking. Sometimes they would wave and say hi, and sometimes they don't. And you're not allowed to say hi. You shouldn't even talk to them or ask for autographs or do anything like that. And so they came into my gift shop that I worked in. We had everybody but the blondes, those two blondes. They never were in the gift shop. I don't know where they were. But everybody was in there except for those two blonde chicks. And then another time, I was there with one of my assistant managers. They didn't leave me alone after a while because business was very booming at that time in Mirage. Very booming. And they had so many like people that would come in and buy a lot of stuff. Because we had like logo everything Mirage with those palm trees. And see, Bellagio wasn't open yet, and Treasure Island wasn't open yet. But we were like one of the most seen. You had to be seen. You would go to Mirage to be seen, especially if you were a celebrity. So you guys know Dennis Rodman, the basketball player. He came in with his whole posse. There was a whole group of people. And they were buying a lot of stuff, like a few things here, a few things there. And, you know, he charged it to his room. And he's like, you can keep my... See, back in the day when you charged the room, it was like a fancy looking receipt that you would feed into the register. And it had a white copy, a yellow copy, a pink copy, and a vanilla copy, which was kind of like card stock, the vanilla copy. It was carbon copies. So he goes, you can keep my receipt, has my signature on it. I go, oh, thank you. And I have it somewhere around here, but I also had it appraised. They said it's not worth anything. They said because he gave his signature off so much away, it wasn't worth anything. And I wonder if that's still true to this day, because Mirage isn't around anymore, and it was so iconic, you know, in Las Vegas to be seen and be heard. And people would talk that they stayed there, or, you know, those gossip, celebrity, whatever. People had to be at Mirage, you know. And it was a hot place. It was hopping. Thousands and thousands of people would come through that gift shop, even in the midnight. And it was busy sometimes, I tell you. Just to get water. They'd pay like $8 for Evian. It was crazy. We'd run out. And then we'd have to go get more. It was so busy. I couldn't believe it. And then Oh my gosh, my lips chapped. Anyway, there was another time, so there was like casino tables out on the casino where they had these black curtains because they're making a movie. And it was a Steve Martin movie that was based in Las Vegas. And they used the Mirage. Well, they made a lot of movies at the Mirage. And as soon as they published the movies and you've seen them in the theaters and whatever, they would remodel right after. So it wasn't the same look as whatever's in the movie. There's a fun fact right there. But I forgot the name of the Steve Martin movie that took place in Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting something. Aloha. Forgetting the name of the celebrity. He's an actor. He was in the Princess Bride movie. I love that movie, by the way. He played the dealer in the Steve Martin Vegas movie that was filmed at Mirage. So he was wearing a whole dealer uniform, the vest and everything. He looked legit. This guy, I gotta remember his name. Anyway, sorry, been a long day, like I said. So he came up to my friend's register and he said he wanted to charge it to his room, but she didn't know that he was an actor. She didn't know. So I ran up and I said, "Oh, sir, come over here. I'll help you at my register." She goes, "What are you doing?" And I whispered in her ear, "He's a celebrity. He's in the movie." Oh! So she's like helping, bagging, and all he was pretty much doing, I think it was like gum and mints and water. Maybe, was it cigarettes? I can't remember. So long ago. It feels so long ago. Hi. And he was nice. Very nice guy. He played the guy in The Princess Bride who said, "Inconceivable." Do you remember him? When the guy who said, "My name is Amanda Montoya. I'm here. Whatever, my father prepared to die." That scene. That's where you see where he goes, "Inconceivable," with Andre the Giant. You know, you remember that? Hold on, I need water or something. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting over this horrible congestion. So he was a super nice guy. And then he kept coming back and he would go to her register and then my register. And then we're not supposed to like talk too much. But I told him, "You know what? I'm so glad to see you here at Mirage because I really liked you in Princess Bride and I'm not supposed to say anything. And so I'm sorry." So he just kind of laughed and, "Don't worry," you know. And he kept coming back. I guess when in between the shooting of the scenes. And he, anyway, yeah. Then there was another one where, oh my gosh. So I turn around and I'm laughing because one of my assistant managers was helping Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. He's so freaking tall that we had like these weird, they're kind of like these iron-looking canopies that went over the jewelry cases in the middle of the gift shop. He was so tall, he almost hit his head. And he's looking in the jewelry. You know, this wasn't fine jewelry. This is like costume jewelry. But he was looking in there. And my co-worker friend, I think she used to be, well, probably 5'1". And you got this guy, he's almost double the, what is he, 7 feet tall? I don't remember. He's so freaking large. He was so large that you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy is huge. He's just so tall. You know, if you're on the basketball with that guy, basketball court, oh my gosh. He was nice though. I had to go behind the counter and help her because she was ringing him up. And then I never saw him again at Mirage after that. But then, like, let me see here. I think, like, let's see. Hi, Jehovah's Angel. Yeah, Wallace Shawn. He says, inconceivable. That's him. That's him. Yep. And then we had like, oh, what's her name? Oh, gosh, you guys. There's so many. Oh, I can't even remember the name. There's so many that I can't remember the names of the movies. But if I saw the actors or actresses that I used to see, then I could tell you who they are. But there's so many that's flashing by my head right now, like in my head, like, I remember them, can't remember their names. But sometimes, like once I saw one in the airport, like I was going in from the parking structure, walking into the airport, and she was walking out, and I can't remember her name. She's a redhead American. Anyway, oh my gosh. Let me see. There were so many. Oh, and then sometimes Las Vegas, right? Yeah, he's hella tall, isn't he? Oh, and then another time at that gift shop. What was his name? Joe Pesci. I met Joe Pesci because the assistant manager was helping him. And she goes, come up front, because I was in the back. She called me on the phone because I was in the back by the cigarettes and cigars and all that stuff that I have to stock and sell back then. Not now. I don't work at the gift shop. And she goes, come up front. I want you to meet this celebrity guy, Joe Pesci. You know who he is? Yeah. So I go up there, and it was nice. We were all talking and stuff, and I don't remember what we talked about because you kind of like, woo. You just like talk and everything. And I think we talked to him for like, he was there for probably 25 minutes or so. But she was already helping him with some other stuff. And he was wearing like a black leather jacket. He's kind of short too. But I don't think he was shorter than me. I'm like almost 5'7". And then he was a super nice guy. But then for those other meet and greet that they did for us back then, Carrot Top was funny. I have like a funny photo with us both making the same face. I think I was going... And he did the same thing. The photo, I think... I don't put anybody on my Facebook, but I think it's on Facebook. And then... So I used to like watch the classic Star Trek shows, the original series with William Shatner, because they kept playing them over and over, right? Well, we did get to meet William Shatner. He was like, kind of like he was pressed for time. He had to go. We had too many people. So the photo had like 5 people in it with him. And I couldn't get a photo by myself with him. There was no time. There was too many people. And then Andy Garcia, I met him. He was nice. Chris Angel, we met him. All the different Jabberwockies, met them. Who else? Oh, the guy from Seinfeld who plays, what's his name? Stanza. We met him. He was, no, there's an encounter. So he had like a stand-up routine at MGM once. And this one's funny. He goes, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I'm all, "Yeah, nice to meet you. I loved your character because my parents remind me of your parents on that show. And my parents are not Italian or from New York. They scream at each other a lot. Like my mom's Asian, Vietnamese, and my dad's German. But, you know, we're not talking, they're all Americans. And the way that they shout at each other like that, right?" I said, that's how your parents reminded me of my parents. It was funny to watch the show, and your reaction is kind of like what I went through growing up. And then he's like, "Oh, really?" And he shook my hand, and I don't even know where the photo is of me and him. Yeah, George Costanza, Jason Alexander, that's right. Thank you, Jason Alexander. So he had a comedy show. He was going to be at MGM doing his own stand-up routine. And he tells me, "So when you get to the show, maybe I could pull you on the stage. You know, pull you on the stage. You'll see what I mean." I am so glad that he didn't pull me on the stage, because here's what happened during his comedy routine when they do the audience participation part. I don't know why they would always choose me mostly for these things, but he didn't choose me, thank God. Because what he did is he came out in a trench coat, and then he went and picked an audience member. See, I was too far back. Yeah, on stage. Earlier, I talked about Martin Short, but I wasn't on stage. He came out to the audience. That's at the beginning of, before you joined Jehovah's Angel. So he, during that time that he chose somebody, he put them on a chair, and then he flashed them. Then he turned to the audience, and he was wearing the fake nude suit. You know the fake nude suit? It's like the skin color suit. It makes you look like you're naked. And then down in his extremities, it had really, really big, like a wig of curly hair and a fake penis. And then he was doing stuff, of course, this is comedy, to the audience member. And I'm so glad that he didn't pull me up there. I think I would have ran away. And then, yeah, so it was so funny. And I'm so glad I didn't go up there. And then another time, let me see. Oh, what is his name? Oh, he's a singer. It was 2 guys from the United Kingdom. Let me see if you can guess. This is becoming trivia almost. Oh, was it? No, it wasn't brothers. Oh. 2 guys, not Wham, okay? Not George Michael and Andrew. Not them. It was 2 guys from the United Kingdom. blondes. And they had hits. This guy was solo. He did a solo act. He went to Mirage and he was singing Sinatra and easy listening, jazzy, different things as a solo artist. And he would wear a tuxedo with a bow tie. Oh gosh, what was his name? He made me blush, okay? I hardly do blush. What? I have a photo of him too. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's a singer from the United Kingdom. From England. Don't steer to the front or they'll use you in the show. Yeah. Paul and Barry May. I don't know the name of their band. It was two guys, not Wham, from the United Kingdom. And they are good lookers. They are good lookers. What was his... Oh, I can't remember his name. I'm so tired. Oh, I can't stand it. He smelled so good. He was so nice. He made me blush. He said something like... What did he say? Oh, come up closer for a photo, beautiful. And he winked at me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's just like, this dude. And I was blushing. I go, give me a second, I can't take a photo yet. I'm blushing. And I never blush. I don't know. I think it was because he smelled so good. I don't even know. I wasn't even starstruck, but I'm not shy around celebrities. And he just made me blush. And then finally, when I stopped blushing, I got the photo. I don't remember now. He's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude. And then, let me see here. Oh, there's so many. Give me a second here. Working the crowd, getting the word out, getting their photos, the photo ops. Yeah, I don't know where those photos are. I think they're on Facebook. I don't think they're on my Instagram because I was using Facebook at the time that most of these happened. Let me see. Oh. I have to carefully. That's the guy. You got it, Jovas. I think he was Matt Goss and not Luke Goss. One of those guys, okay? One of those guys. Goss was his last name. They were brothers, yeah. But he was in our office doing these photos because he was going to perform solo, like I said, at Mirage when it was open. And this had to be like 2000 and... Oh my gosh, when was that? 2000 and... Maybe 12. Maybe 2012. Yeah, pop and rock. Not Wham and Andrew, no. But Goss, yeah. You got it. You got it, Jovis. Like a trivia. Now if I could only remember the names of some of these other ones. Oh, there's so many. Let me see. Let's see here. Oh, do you remember the singer from Stone Temple Pilots? What's his name? You said you used to be a sound and lighting tech for shows and concerts. Oh, that's cool. I know some of the old school soundboards. I used to do sound for something I used to volunteer for at church in the women's ministries. You can call me Jay. Okay. The Stone Temple Pilots, what's his name? Scott Weiland, there you go. So I remember, okay, was it MTV or VH1 or E Entertainment? I remember I was watching TV, cable TV one day. So funny to say cable TV because we're always on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, right? And they had a blurb about what's going on with Scott Weiland. They said he was in Santa Barbara doing rehab because he was going through a bad time of his life where he needed to go back and get rehab because of his drug use or drinking problem. And guess what? That same freaking day, same gift shop, but only I was in the morning shift, not the graveyard shift. Was I in the morning shift and not the graveyard shift? I may have been on swing instead of graveyard. He came up to my register. He needed cigarettes. And I don't think he bought any booze. He bought like we used to sell these souvenir gift decks of cards. Yeah, that's the guy from Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Weiland. He didn't say much. He was alone. He got his cigarettes and paid, and he went up to his hotel room. He was staying in a suite because they had different guest elevator banks at the time. And he didn't say much, and you're not supposed to say anything. You're not even supposed to interact. You're just supposed to help them and get them on their way. And if they talk to you, you talk to them. But you're not supposed to say anything. And I'm not going to sit there and say, I thought you were in rehab in Santa Barbara, dude. I didn't go there. Then I went home and I told my boyfriend, guess who I saw? He goes, who? I go, Scott Weiland. I served him. He bought cigarettes. No way. And I can't remember the name of the cigarettes to this day. Yep. There was other celebrities that I didn't even know until later. I'm like, oh my gosh. I seen that guy at Mirage. There was this one guy. He was a old school, gosh, I can't remember their name. If I see their face, I would know. He asked me, why aren't you working on the casino floor? Why are you in this gift shop? You would do much better out at the casino floor because of your personality and stuff. Like, you seem like a personable person. Like you get along with different kinds of characters and people and stuff. Like, you're good with people. And you'd be good out on the casino floor. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm going to stay in this gift shop and find something else. I don't want to be out in there. And he would laugh. And then he'd come in again and talk to, oh, I can't remember his name. Sorry, you guys. These are people you hardly see anymore, you know. Yeah, they would put a hole in the deck of cards because you can't have those. Of course, right? The real deal stuff. You can't carry those around. But like, give me a second. I feel like I'm getting choky. And I need give me a second. Sorry, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. It's because, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Hi. It's because, sorry, I got like too much like phlegm and stuff happening. I'm recuperating from having this horrible 3-week freaking cold, man. It's like a horrible, whoops, chest congestion thing going on right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm coming back. Jack. Wait. I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm trying to get situated again. Oh. Yeah. It's been tough. 3 weeks of gagging and blowing your nose. Ah! Sick, man. Today I feel a little better. Just a little bit. It's like every other day I get a little better and a little better here. A little better. Okay, I remembered a few stuff on my tiny little off-camera time. Okay, hold on. I had to go move. That gets a little too cozy. Okay. So the other time that I'm remembering, what you're saying? Oh, thanks for hanging in there. I'll get better soon. I'll be up. The good thing is I don't have the rashes as much too going on. I remembered some of the names when I walked away. It's not funny. I need where's my lip gloss? Oh man. There's so much stuff on this desk. Let me see. Look at my desk. Let's see. Where is my lip gloss? Oh, it's somewhere around here. Oh, I found it. Oh, my lips are parting. Let's see. Oh, there we go. No, I don't need to go to the doc because I don't have a fever. I don't have a sore throat. Now, if I had a sore throat, and I already went to the doctors, several doctors for this, even a doctor dermatologist for the rashes. The rashes was from the shingles. But I keep getting, anyway, enough about that. So, do you remember this actress? She's Caucasian, and most of the time she's a redhead or kind of like a strawberry blonde. Her name was Glenda Davis. Or was it Linda Davis? She was super nice to me. She needed help, and I had to come out from behind the register to go help her with something because she was buying some gifts for people and stuff. So she was a nice lady. Very, very kind. And she spoke really low, like soft to me, you know. And then, I'll never forget this. So my back was turned towards the rest of the gift shop because I have to stock all these cigarettes. We had so many customers that smoked. And all of a sudden I hear, Andy William! Oh! Our favorite! And they were screaming. I turned around and it was Andy Williams. He would come in from time to time into our gift shop. in the evenings. He wasn't there during the days when it was busy. And they all got his autograph, and they were so eluded, and he's so friendly. They were so happy. They were so happy. Yeah. And then there's some that I really can't talk about because it was sad and it's too personable and too private. And I won't go there. If you knew me, I would tell you, but I won't do it in the public. I won't tell the public. There was some other times that I had encounters that I'm not going to discuss. And then, let's see. I'm trying to remember. La 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 la. Let's see here. Let's see. If I remember any more, I'll let you know. You had him as a MC for singing contest. Really? You met Perry Como? And then there was more. Let me see. Oh, gosh. Oh, there's do you remember from that new metal band that's called Korn? There was a time at our church where they would invite them for like an interview and testimony. And his name's Brian Head Welch. That guy's really cool. He's a cool dude. So after he did his, in our church service, an interview, Brian Head Welch, and he shared his testimony and stuff, you could line up and he could, you could meet him in person in the bookshop. And he was signing people's guitars and people's books. He had books, very good books I recommend, from how he conquered drugs and alcohol and became a Christian. Very amazing breakthrough stories that he wrote these books about. And I remember I went up to him and he was so nice, but then the security guy, I'm not trying, I don't flirt with these people and do stupid stuff. But the security guy's all, move along. We had this church security guy, redhead dude. I don't see him very often anymore. I don't think he's there anymore. It's a different redhead guy. There's more than one redhead in security there. He was telling me to move along. And then Brian Head Welch looks at me and goes, how long have you been going to this church? I go, oh, since the year 2000. And he almost shook his head like, despicable. And then the security guy goes and closes the bookstore thing down. Dude, if he's talking to me, right? Don't tell me to move along. He's talking to me. We could talk to each other. Come on, Anyway, like, let's see. There's so many more. Trying to remember some more. Let's see. Let's see. It's not even that late, but I've been up since like 5 in the morning, because I work. I work. I have a full-time job. Yeah. I work for MGM Resorts, so that's how I get like free stuff and free tickets, and sometimes I get discounts for myself though. These are not to be sold and given away or scalped, these tickets, Let me see. I can't remember. There's more. I just can't remember right now. Yeah, so let me see if I can think, and let me see here. trying to brainstorm. You know, this is on the fly. On the fly. There's more. All right. Here's another one. Nobody knows what team he's on, but he's a baseball dude, and he came over to my apartment when I was going through a bad time. He's like joking, saying that I'm a celebrity. I go, no, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not. And then he's joking, I'm going to come over and help you. I said, okay, cool. So he came over and helped me in this apartment, not the one that I'm in right now, but this really bad one that was up on Eastern in Henderson. It was the worst apartment I have ever lived in my life. It was so bad. And he came and helped me and cleaned. And then we prepped and packed everything. And I was going to move out. And then I got, I was having trouble because I had a cat bite. He's the coolest guy. I love him. I fell in love with him. His name's Johnny. I don't know which baseball team, though. Anyway. He's going to be in my life, though, you guys. So stay tuned. I can't think of any more. There's more. I can't think of... Oh, there is one. Oh, gosh. Here we go again. Another trivia. He's a famous composer for classical music. And when I moved from Alaska and I moved into Hawaii on Oahu, gosh, what was his name? What is his name? He's very old. He's a famous composer. We're not talking Sebastian Bach or... okay. Or those Mozart people. We're talking... And it's not like Gershwin or... Danny Elfman. It's not none of those. It's one of those classical composers. If you say the name, I'll know. Anyway, here's what happened. I had to transfer in the middle of my freshman year from Hawaii to Oahu. Radford High School was the first place that I had to enroll because I'm in the middle of senior year. I wonder if it's Stravinsky. Keep going. This person has probably was about 80 at the time in 1990 something, right? Maybe. So he came as a guest speaker because coming from Alaska, I had lettered in choir. I won 2 different things in All-State. A solo contest. I was the best soloist. And it was the first time anybody had ever won that award in Alaska. And then I was in a medley, and we won the best medley. So we had about 8 women from high school sing a medley, a cappella. And then we won that one and that one. Then I was in higher choir, and very experienced with singing as a solo artist and a choir. So I get to Radford High School, and he came to our choir. Now this choir, they were very unmotivated. The teacher was nice, but nobody was really into it, and nobody cared because they did want to sing, but it wasn't like it was in Alaska or in California when I was in California and I joined choir. Even though the teachers were great, the students were unmotivated. They didn't care. I'm sorry to say this, but it was the worst choir I'd ever been in my life. And this guy came in and he said, let me explain. He motivated us. He said, now I want you to listen to this soundtrack. And he played a very beautiful classical score that he composed. And he explained to us, now I want you guys to think. Now put on your thinking caps. And I'm an old guy. I want you guys to come out of your shells. Think out of the box. Now remember, even though I'm composing all of these musicians with all these different sections, he was a beautiful speaker. And he said, I want you all to sing this note. And then he would do all this stuff. He goes, now do you see how your voices are all instruments, right? And what he said and what he did, he was such a great speaker. What a great composer. And he says, I don't make appearances like this very often. But I heard about your school, and I heard about your choir, and I heard about this, that you guys don't perform. We never had any concerts like my other schools. We never had concerts. We didn't have anything. And I was only there for 2 weeks, I think. A month. And then I transferred over to... Anyway, he was a really good classical composer. He's a wonderful dude, man. He was so motivating. And then after he came and visited us, we were actually able to sing. And when we'd come for class, the next period, each day they got better. They were more motivated, and it didn't wear out. Then I transferred away. And I didn't join the choir in Eva Beach. No, it wasn't John Williams. Excuse me. I didn't join the choir there because I had only learned like Aloha, and I didn't feel comfortable because it was all Hawaiian language choir. And I was like, I could learn a lot, right? But then I said, you know what? This would be very shameful, and I'm behind already. And they were already so far into the school year that prom was already there. And here I had already missed about maybe 3 months of school because I had to move from Alaska to Hawaii. So I was already late, and they're already advanced, so there's no way. I could have picked up the Hawaiian language and sang their music, but at that time I was like, this is not going to work, so I didn't join that choir. And to this day, I wish I would have tried. Ooh, that was a big mistake. And I remember the dean was telling me, why don't you want to join our choir? You lettered, you went to Allstate, you have advanced choir. Why wouldn't you want to join our choir? There's room for you. But anyway, at the graduation, they made us sing Capana, they said, sail away, which was Styx. Was it Styx? Was it Styx? Sail away. We had to sing that on the risers like a choir. I'm like, oh, it's like they forced us to sing. We all had to learn that song. Anyway, look at you, Jay. You're throwing all the names up there. It wasn't John Williams. Anyway, all they kept doing at that freaking Radford school. I did not like Radford. Sorry, people. It seemed like there was too many differences between the locals and the Howleys. And if you had the Howleys there, they were so snobby. Look, I'm Hapa. Okay, Hapa means half Asian and half white or Caucasian. But there was a big difference, and they were rich, snobby kids. And there was a lot of military brats. I'm a military brat, but, you know, of course, my dad's retired, but, you know, Air Force brat. They called us brats. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember anymore. There's more. If I ever think of them, I'll share it. So have you guys ever had encounters? It's nice to hear. You can always leave comments or thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna go and clean up because I made pho and now I gotta clean up the kitchen. And then anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thanks for liking, subscribing. I'm feeling better than I was 2 weeks ago. Was really bad. Like, you could hardly understand me. I sounded so bad. But thank you, Lord, you know. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. I appreciate you all. And I don't know, are YouTubers little channels and big channels, are they celebrities? They could be. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Aloha. God bless. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go. Love yas. Aloha. Bye-bye.